Hey, I'm Will. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Got another cool free guitar lesson lined up for you, and it's another cure to common mistakes that guitarists make when learning right here on the YouTube. And today I got something really cool for you guys. It's reading tablature. Maybe you've heard of it as reading tab. And what tab is it's basically guitar player sheet music. So we don't have all those fancy notes and stuff like that in the staff, but this is a way for guitar players to read music. And so after this lesson, you're going to be able to go online and start tracking down some of your favorite songs and start attacking them, learning how to play them. So I'm going to show you how to read tab in your point of view. So let's spin this around. Let's check it out. So first thing to understand how tab works is to figure this out. We got 6 lines here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now each one of those lines represents a string. And what the strings names are, I have written over here. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now what's helpful here is that we got a big E and a small E. Alright, so now if you look down at the guitar, we got a big E and a small E. Those are those names of those 2 strings. So what's confusing about tab is that it's like we flip the guitar up and then have it facing us, right? So you can see how this is the big string and there's the small string, right? There's the big E, there's the little E. So that's kind of the first thing to kind of understand about tab, is that that's how it's read. So it's a little bit, it feels backwards, but you get used to it pretty quick. So now the cool thing is that the numbers are the frets. Okay, so we can start reading this stuff right away, as long as you know what the frets are and stuff like that. And now I've talked about that in my buzz video, so make sure to check that video if you haven't already. All we gotta do is we just gotta read left to right, just like we're reading a book or anything like that. So let's work through this riff together. Let's start with that very first note. So we got a number 5 on the low E string. Let's come over here and let's find the 5th fret. See if you can beat me to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Now I'll give you a tip. Play it with your 3rd finger. Okay, now let's look back up here. Oh, okay, we got 2 5s in a row. So what that means is that we hit this low E string twice. Cool. Next note, we got 3rd fret of the A string. Okay, now if we go back here, okay, so that would be the next string up. Okay, got it. See if you can beat me to it. 1, 2, 3. Play that with your 1st finger. 3rd fret, done. And then we go back to the 5th. Okay, so that's pretty easy, right? 5, 5, 3, 5, with the 3 being on the string up from it on the A string. So it looks like this. Cool. Now, don't. Now we got 3, 1, 0, all on the low E string. 3, 1, and 0 would mean that you hit that string, but you don't actually have any frets going on. Now, another way to think about 0, you can think of 0 as always being open. Okay, so that's kind of the rundown of working through a riff. Now, what gets a little bit confusing with tab is reading chords through tab. Now, what I want to do is I want to grab a basic G chord. Okay? Now here's the thing, is that when we got multiple things playing at the same time, they're all lined up on the same line. Okay, so you can see that we can draw a line right through there. Now, unlike this, where these are all single notes, we've got multiple notes going on. So let's work this one out. 3rd fret on the low E string, right? Just reference this again. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Play it with your 2nd finger. 2nd fret on the A string. Boom. We've got a couple of zeros, O for opens, so we don't have to worry about those. And then we got another couple threes on the top two strings. So let's go over here, 1, 2, 3, boom. And then we had that other 3, grab this guy, put it on there. And that's what a G chord would look like on tab. So, it ends up sounding like that. So that's really the only kind of confusing thing about tab, is when we got multiple numbers lined up on the same line, that means that we're playing more than one string at the same time. So that's the basic rundown on how to read single notes and read chords in tab. Now, there's just a couple things to remember about tab, is that tab does not tell you a couple things. It doesn't tell you rhythm. It doesn't tell you what fingers to use, okay? And I mean, so those are some pretty big things that tab doesn't tell you. Now, as you can see in some of these nicely done tabs, we do have some rhythmic notation. So in the case that you know how to read rhythmic notation, then this stuff will come in pretty handy. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'm going to be releasing more of them like this. So keep on ripping it up.